Boom! And we are live. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the latest episode of the AEW Dynamite Review Show, as always, hosted by your boy TK, exclusively right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. And as always, it's YouTube exclusive. So hit that like button and please hit that subscribe button to the Bloodline Entertainment Network. And if you're watching again, for all your sports wrestling entertainment needs, all of our video, all of our audio. And for this man, my special guest, his writing, his rankings, everything he does, find it right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Let me bring him in. That's it. That's that man, AEW Dynamite Review Show. And it was a hell of a show tonight. Brett from Brainbuster Boys Podcast and the Phoenix Splash Podcast. My dude, what's up, baby?
Man, you were so excited during that intro. I thought you were going to lose your voice, and with good reason. Holy shit, what a night we just witnessed on AEW Dynamite. Can't wait to get into it with you.
Well, I was just going to say, before we even talk about it, I love you. I miss you. Scissor me daddy.
Been a minute.
Miss you, baby. Miss you. How's life? Doing good?
Doing good. Sucking down on a few twisted teas here. Got a little Edmonton, Vegas Golden Knights up here. Warriors, Golden State up here. I'm cooking with gas, baby.
Yo, it's a great time. Wrestling is popping. You got the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs, baseball. I mean, you're a Reds fan. I'm a Sox fan. It's tough for both of us right now. But my Blackhawks just got the first pick in the draft, but we're not here for that. We got an hour to cram this Dynamite talk in. And as we do it every single week, I'm going to just do a quick, and I mean this week, quick AEW Dynamite recap, and then Brett and I are going to play Topic Battle Royal, go back and forth on whatever it is we want to talk about, because AEW Dynamite just rocked, and I mean rocked. And I will get to the chat. The chat is blowing up right after we run through Dynamite.
Yeah.
So overall, for me, it was a really fun show, and I'll get Brett's interpretation on it. Obviously, you just said the show fucking rocked, so you know it rocked. There was a couple surprise returns that I love. The in-ring was great with Claudio and Phoenix. OrangeCassidy and Danny tore it up in the trios match was great. The trios match was okay. I wouldn't really call it great. But, you know, you got to see the House of Black on TV after 3 weeks off nonetheless. So anytime I can see them on my TV, I will call them great. And the cage match, the fucking cage match was incredible with all the violence and then the twist at the end. Really quick, let's run it. Claudio defeated Phoenix in a double Jeopardy match. What is a double Jeopardy match? Apparently, the BCC now gets a tag team title shot because Claudio beat Phoenix. Had Phoenix won, he would have got an ROH World Championship shot. So more of that mixed branding AEW ROH bullshit that I hate. I digress. Miro finally came from the island of American, and he is back. I know Big Dick Brett's happy about that, and I'm happy about that. And Miro walks into Tony Khan's office. Of course we know why, but let's go, baby. Let's go. And we got 4 vignettes tonight from the 4 pillars, all right? MJF's vignette, it was killer, recapping his reign of terror and stating how from the time AEW started, from the time now, he is the pillar. And there is no, competition between the 4 of them. The gap has just widened incredibly between the 4 of them over the past 3 years. And I don't really disagree with that. We'll talk about that momentarily. No. FTR comes out. FTR asked Mark Briscoe to come to the ring. Sanjay's crew comes out. That was the most entertaining part of last week's. This is the least entertaining part of this week's. Thank God, as it should be the least entertaining. If Double J's on our TV, we go back and forth. Dad calls Double J a carny piece of shit, which I enjoyed. Mark Briscoe finally comes out with a bottle, some cups, tries pouring a drink. At the end of the day, all this is Mark Briscoe will be the special guest referee for FTR versus Double J and Jay Lethal at Double or Nothing for the tag titles. Who fucking gives a shit? We got a Chris Jericho promo in the back. He's got a restraining order on Adam Cole. Lame as fuck. RoderickStrong confronts him, which was cool. He says he will take on Jericho in a Falls Count Anywhere match next week, which the JAS is banned from ringside. So that's cool. That'll be a fun match next week. I love that Roderick's getting used as Roddy is a stud. And ThunderRosa. ThunderRosa, let's go. We've been asking for Miro. We've been asking where's ThunderRosa. We get ThunderRosa back. ThunderRosa goes into Tony Khan's office. Again, we know what's happening. We get the Sammy Guevara vignette. He says he's the black sheep. He's a great wrestler. He is the heart and soul of the business. Ty Conti talks. Chris Jericho talks. Hey, Brett, you can see this. I still got this for you. Fuck you, Brett, from my boy Sam.
Hey, I still like him more than CM Punk, so.
All right. Okay. Maybe that'll come up in a little bit.
Punk, I guess, you know.
Punk's coming back. You know he's coming back, especially after seeing Miro and ThunderRosa. And right now, Tony Khan comes out for his huge announcement to say he's got a huge announcement next week. Oh, man. I love TK, but I don't know why you have an announcement to talk about an announcement. Clearly, with Miro going into the locker room, ThunderRosa going into the locker room, TK said while he was talking, we got a lot of talent backstage not being used, kind of like addressed what the internet talks about. So clearly next week is going to be the AEW Collision show, and CM Punk. If you're going to United Center, you got to bring the man back 110%. International Championship, OrangeCassidy defeated Daniel Garcia in a fun match. At one point, Danny at the Dragon Slayer locked in so deep, I thought Orange might pass out. He did not. Yeah. Christian Cage came out, said why he's getting the TNT title shot against Wardlow. It was stupid. More daddy issue bullshit. I cannot stand listening to it. It drives me fucking bonkers, dude. He shit on Wardlow. He shit on Arn Anderson, called Arn Anderson a second fiddle loser. He was never a world champion, unlike Christian. Darby Allin's Vignette time. Darby says that he does what he does because it breaks mental barriers in his head. He wants to become world champion because he's going to give back to the company. Sting talked on behalf of Darby. AnnaJay, Julia Hart, no holds bar. I wish this was on Rampage. They probably would have given it more time. They didn't give it enough time. The match went through picture-in-picture break. Julia Hart got the win after a superplex on chairs in the Heartless submission. She missed the spot, though. I mean, they missed the chair.
Yeah.
Like, they missed. Like, they fucking missed. So, again, they probably felt rushed because it was through picture-in-picture. I digress. Give women more time. These women deserve more time than what they got, especially since they've been invested into this feud. The trios match, as I said earlier, it was fine. It was what it was. Bandido is a fucking superstar, man. I absolutely love Bandido. The match was wrestled in the dark, though. It is what it is. House of Black was back on our TVs, which I've been asking for 3 weeks. After the match, we saw Orange Cassidy backstage looking at the Tron. Kyle Fletcher attacked him and challenged him for the international championship.
Love that.
Love it. Love it. We love Aussie open.
Oi!
Aussie. Let's go, baby. We love that for sure. So I'm sure we'll get that on a Rampage or maybe next week's Dynamite sooner than later. So I really dig that. JungleBoy's turn his vignette. Christian actually was the one who put him over. Wild that it was Christian. He hates on Max only wrestling 4 times a year. He says he's been ready for this since he's 9 years old. Definitely the weakest of the 4, but that's no shock as he's the least charismatic of the 4 of them. Main event time, we got Ricky Starks and Jay White. They had back and forth exchange on vignettes. We're going to get that match next week. I'll talk about that in a second. We got the main event, steel cage match between Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega. This match didn't disappoint by any means. Jon Moxley jumped Kenny on his way to the ring. Brian was on commentary. BCC joined Mox and jumping Kenny. Bucks came and took out Claudio and Mox. Mox and Kenny finally get in the cage. I said to myself, who's going to bleed first? It's Mox. Kenny pulls a chair out, wrapped in barbed wire, chucks it at Mox's face, grinds it on his fucking back, double stomps it on Mox's back, dude. Mox finally gets the advantage, all bloody, front and back, kisses the camera. That popped me, baby. I know that got you hard, Brett. I know that got you hard, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so then they went back and forth beating each other with the chair and the barbed wire, superplex onto the chair from Mox. That didn't miss, ladies. That didn't miss, okay? Come back from the picture-in-picture break with the turnbuckle. I've never seen this, but the turnbuckle inside of Kenny's mouth. Mox broken glass, pours it in the middle of the ring. Back and forth action on the glass. V-trigger snap, dragging out of the glass. Fuck, I'm going crazy. V-trigger through the fucking cage. Stalls up Kenny's leg. Mox gets the screwdriver. Don Callis comes from behind Mox. V-trigger to Mox's back. V-trigger to Mox's front. One-winged angel. And Don Callis fucking turns on Kenny. Oh, my God. What the fuck? For Mox to get the 1, 2, 3. And Brian says on commentary he got no idea, but he's happy. So.
Oh, man.
So. My brother.
Yeah.
That was tonight's show. It was a hell of a show. And you know how we do here? We play Topic Battle Royal. We talk about what we want. But, Brett, I want first you to just kind of give us your synopsis and how you felt about tonight's show. And then we'll talk about what we can talk about.
Yeah, the show was tremendous. I can hear myself coming out of your screen a little bit. Oh, now not. So, sorry. Yeah, it was amazing. Like you said, great in-ring from the first match. Claudio and Phoenix was amazing. I didn't know what Double Jeopardy was either, but that all worked out and makes sense and will be interesting. I'm guessing it'll be Claudio and Wheeler probably to challenge. Would make the most sense, but that match ruled. Garcia and Orange was amazing. I mean, yes, they keep trotting Orange out. They keep trotting Orange out pretty much every week to defend that belt, but hell, it's entertaining every week. And this was maybe one of the best of them, I thought. And admittedly, I was really wanting Garcia to get the dub as much as I love OC. But yeah, you mentioned it. Some of those submissions he locked in, not only were they deep, but just how he was countering into them, I thought was so impressive. Like, it just proves that Garcia is a future star here in AEW and a great wrestler. And then, like you said, the trios match was good, not great, but it's nice to see the House of Black. Bandido is the fucking man. We need to see more of him. Couldn't agree more on the women's match. I thought it was pretty solid for what it was. I mean, not quite to the level of the previous women's street fights that we've seen. And yeah, a lot of it was cut out for commercial. Julia Hart still quite green, but you know, solid. And then the main event, wow. Wow. Like I'm in shock. This year has been big on the shock, not as much in the result here than the turn, of course. Like, of all turns to happen, Don, aka Dan, as we would call him on our show, Brainbuster Boys, that is one I never saw coming. I mean, you know, from the get-go and from New Japan days, you know, so long before AEW even existed, they've been telling this story of Don Callis being, you know, like his uncle, you know, in his life since he was 10 years old, whatever, and never had they had really any tension of any kind. Like, it was an ironclad bond. And, you know, he took the bullet, a month or so ago and legitimately got busted. You know, that was a shoot thing that happened. Obviously, this is all kayfabe, but, man, yeah, I just did not see that coming. It's like, wow, one-winged angel. Yes, one man has kicked out of that. That's Kota Ibushi and DDT in 2012, even though they don't tell you that. So when that is hit in the middle of the ring, you expect it to be over. And oh my God. Wow. I didn't see it coming, man. And yeah, I'm intrigued to see what his explanation is. Will he align with the BCC? Is he kind of the new Regal figure for them? Maybe, but I can't wait to hear his logic and reason, because if it's Don Callis, he's gonna tell you he's right all the time. So I can't wait to fucking hear it, man. The guy can cut a promo, and this was wonderful, great show. Honestly, like, this is a top tier Dynamite.
It's fantastic, and I'm so glad that you were watching live tonight.
It's been a minute since I have, so I'm glad I hit you up earlier too. Yes. I'm like, yeah, I'm off work tonight. Let's fucking fuck.
Do it. Let's bang this out. And before we go any further, want to give the chat big shouts. Just ran through the comments. Streets, great show last night. The debut of the director's cut by Graydon the Bin Buster right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network last night. That was awesome. JD, WrestleBread, go check out WrestleBread tomorrow night right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Nick, I wonder if you're not alone. Tonight I'm not alone. That's why I'm live tonight. Hey, Broadcast in the future. Marcus, World Elite Podcast, my boy Justin, Dylan, Devin, our tribal chief, Will, Gray, De Niro. God, what's up, everybody? Just what is up, everybody? But we are limited on time tonight because in 40 minutes from now, we have our MMA show right after this. They are reviewing UFC 288. So keep it right here if you're into MMA for that. And if you're not, keep it right here anyways. Watch the damn show. But Brett, topic battle royal, I'm going to leave it up to you, man. We got plenty of things we could talk about. So specifically speaking, we can talk about the Don Callis heel turn and kind of what is next. What do you think is next with the BCC, Don Callis, Takeshita? Obviously Takeshita is who he's grooming. So where does he lie? AEW and WarnerBros. Clearly, Tony Khan's announcement about an announcement is with Miro coming back and ThunderRosa coming back. We can incorporate all of that into one little segment that is called AEW Collision. You can talk about Jay White and Ricky Starks. It's happening on Dynamite next week, supposedly.
Which is bullshit.
I think it's going to kind of just...
a lot of thoughts on that, but let's just start with Callis, man.
Okay, there you go.
I, of course, was telling my spiel. I'm shocked. I don't know where this is going. I can't wait to hear the explanation. I want to hear what you think. Like, raw reaction here. Like, again, no one could have seen this coming. I don't think. I certainly didn't. And yeah, this really flips the whole fucking storyline on its head. So I want to hear your thoughts on it, and then we can kind of spin from there.
Yeah, bro. I fucking went crazy, dude. I was like, oh my God, holy fucking shit. I was so excited that we were going on right now to do this live, and I wasn't doing an upload tonight because I don't know. The whole Takeshita thing, that intrigued me. All right?
I didn't even think about that until you said it. Where does he fall in here? Yeah.
Right. And he's been grooming Takeshita for months now. And you have to remember that Takeshita had bangers with Mox, bangers with Brian, banger with Claudio. All right. I'm sure
he also came up in DDT with Kenny Omega when Kenny Omega was still there, and Kota Ibushi as well, who is a free agent and has been very outspoken about wanting to come to AEW. Right. Again, that just popped into my brain. So
and that's a great point. And our man, Dirt Sheet Dan, Mr. News, Bakley, Cage My IQ. All right. He's been all of I can't take credit for that.
I hadn't heard that one yet.
Devin called him Dirt Sheet Dan. That was the best one, dude.
That's tremendous.
So he brought up a point. Obviously, we know of the Golden Lovers. We know of Ibushi's history. You got Hangman's there already. You got the Elite. There's 4 of them, all right? There are 4 of them. And theoretically speaking, there are 4 on the other side. They're not theoretically speaking. There are 4 on the other side, okay? But you got Takeshita that's floating around. Takeshita going to the Elite side of things. Who's joining the BCC? They have nobody. But Takeshita going to the BCC side of things after literally fighting all of them, after getting screwdrivered to the head and being forced to bleed. And what do? They all bleed together before they join together.
Yep. And so fight each other, Wheeler had to go through the gamut. Yeah, wow.
So maybe it was. Well, Bakley only said the Kota Ibushi to the Elite side. He didn't say all this other shit.
No, I'm giving you credit for that. And now that you said that it checks out. Checks a lot of boxes.
Right. So then you have Takeshita joins the BCC, and the Don Callis thing could be like, I want Takeshita to learn from the best, not these fucking fake pro wrestlers. I want him to learn from
and I'd love to see him as a heel with a little bit, not that he needs it, but more attitude. Like he's already so fucking fierce.
So then you have like Callis is like Takeshita's manager within the BCC, but not the overall head of the BCC.
Sure.
So then
they don't really need at this point,
So then Hangman comes back, and then they're 5-on-4, and then what happens? Then you need a 5th, and who's just out there right now? You got the Golden Lover. You need Kota Ibushi.
And he was in he's your 5th. What they called the Golden Elite when Kenny won the IWGP Championship the first time in 2018. It was he, Kota, and the Young Bucks. I almost bought the shirt. I didn't, but it's black with gold lettering, and it said Elite. So, yeah, that's already been a thing. So, I think you cracked the code here, bud.
5-on-5, blood and guts, Justin says. Yep. Since Callis was the one who recruited Takeshita, this would be perfect time for him to come back, betray the Elite, which leads to the return of Hangman, debut of Ibushi. And there's a 5-on-5 blood and guts.
Now I'm going to be mad if it doesn't happen.
It's perfectly booked, right?
Yeah. Well, and I just didn't think about Takeshita, period, just immediately after this match until you said it. And then not only that, I had not thought of it as the perfect story to go to the BCC. He already kind of did what Wheeler had to do. I mean, Claudio didn't really have to go through that, but Wheeler being like the quote unquote underling, for lack of a better term, young boy, and to use Japan terms, had to go through the fucking ringer. And that match with Mox, which was on a Rampage was one of my, 10, 12 matches of last year. It was incredible. It went like 12 minutes. So not that that has anything to do with anything here, but I think Takeshita to the BCC is perfect. And I think that is Callis's rationale. Like you kind of said, this is my guy. I don't want him to be with these schmucks who are just trying to sell t-shirts and do YouTube videos. I want him to be with these fucking killers. It doesn't matter that he came up with these schmucks over here. And I love it. You're such a good fantasy booker.
God, give me the fucking pencil.
Give him the pencil.
Let's go.
God damn it.
God damn. Well, there's so much we could talk about. I will just go ahead and we'll do this. We will do the ThunderRosa and Miro return.
Yeah.
Because Brett, you, Justin, Jeremy, the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Where the fuck is Miro? Finally, what we call it on this show is the little island of relevancy. They're going to come from the island of irrelevancy, and they're going to get on that boat, and they're going to chisel themselves out, and they're going to come on over like the House of Black just did. And let's hope. And ThunderRosa did the same thing. So we saw Miro walk into TK's locker room. About 30 minutes later, ThunderRosa did the same thing. TK made his announcement about his announcement next week. Rumors are circulating. They're getting $1 billion for Warner Brothers to do Collision, to get a deal on HBO Max, maybe a streaming service deal. Talk to me about how do you feel about this, baby?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all good. It means that AEW's sticking around, which I think we all want. Fuck CMPunk, but now I'm gonna be okay with it. I think when it comes, I just don't want to talk about him and all that right now. But yeah, the fact that the company is growing and stable and re-upping television rights with the same organization that's only giving them more of a platform and a streaming service will make me come. Like if it's something with that and Ring of Honor combined, like. You just pop on whatever. That's good. Just all right, Dynamite episode 1, go. Like, there's ways of finding it now, but to have it all in one without ads is going to be incredible. Oh, OG Double or Nothing. Yeah, let's pop that on. Fast forward to the main event. Just having that luxury would be beautiful. I think a brand split, obviously there's rumors of that, and now there may not be a hard brand split, as I'm sure Dirt Sheet Dan told people at some point. That it's a good thing because
the best name, dude.
How much have we all talked for years now, or close to 2 years, that this roster is too bloated? There's too many people here. So if there's some separation, and just more TV time, and who knows what Rampage will become.
Right.
Seems like a similar type of deal where it'll be just kind of, C-level stories, I guess, at this point, which is fine, whatever. But to have 2-hour programs is a big fucking deal. And I don't want them to have 2 world championships. That is something I don't want to see. There's already too many belts. The only thing I maybe want to see is a women's tag title, but let's just get rid of the TBS titles at that point.
Right.
But it's exciting. I mean, I've been a huge AEW mark from day one, went to All In. I'm now back into WWE. So there's no, it is what it is, but I'm AEW at heart. Of those two, I mean, there's still New Japan and Stardom, but no, man, it's lovely. It's great, and I'll get over the Punk thing at some point. I'm sure I'm over the Sammy thing. I'm cool with him again. But just don't be an asshole, Punk. Just don't be a fucking ass. I actually didn't catch the writing the first time. Oh, that's fun.
It is. And I feel you. He better not be an asshole. This is his last chance, period. But it ain't about him. I'm with you. I'm so glad Dark is gone. I'm glad Elevation is gone. I'm glad that they're acknowledging that Rampage will be used as a developmental show, kind of like WWE used Main Event and Superstars. And the independent talent that was working Dark and Elevation will essentially be on ROH now. So
yeah, that's fine. That's
which is
totally
perfect
fine.
because
Yeah.
you don't need Dark, Elevation, Rampage, ROH, Collision, and Dynamite. So what they
Young
did,
indie talent mixed with kind of the ROH, of old, like the Kingdom and folks like that. I love it. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's perfect. I love it. Consolidating that down because I hate getting the mixture of ROH and AEW. So I'd really like to see separate rosters, like seeing Claudio and Phoenix wrestle a double Jeopardy match to where the BCC now can go wrestle for the ROH tag belts, and then Collision's going to be there where there's going to be a brand separation. Like and I've said it for a long time, they need to like really separate ROH from AEW. Like if Samoa Joe's not on my TV because he's in ROH, then okay, I can accept that. But why can Claudio be on both screens then?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Samoa Joe? And they need to figure that shit out.
Yeah. I think it's getting a little better, and I think with Collision added, give it a little time, and I think it will work itself out because that's a lot of hours and a lot of time to fill, and you don't need the crossover at that point. So
no, not at all. Let's talk about this, bro.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, you said you got a lot to say about it. Jay White, Ricky Starks. This should be at Double or Nothing. They should not be mixing it up until then. Tell me how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, man, when Jay White lost to Hikuleo and then lost to Eddie Kingston, both matches were fucking great. David Finlay gets over with him going out the door, the lead Bullet Club, leaves in tremendous standing in New Japan. I wanted him to go to WWE, given that it's run by Triple H the way that it's been run and been good. Like, that's what I wanted because I knew if he came to AEW, he would not be presented and treated like the star that he truly is. And not to say he definitely would in WWE, but we've seen it happen in AEW time and time again to the point where Miro, Andrade, and probably plenty of others, like Bo forgot Andrade was even in AEW when I mentioned him, which makes sense.
That's because Andrade is smoking Ric Flair drip with Ric Flair on Twitter right now. Like, that's what he's doing. He ain't even in catering.
Yeah, but point is, like, I could have easily seen that happening to Jay White, and it's already happening. I said it when he came. It's like, I'm not upset about this. Obviously, I love Jay White, and he is a fucking talent, but he needs to be put in the right situations, presented the right way, and he has not been. And I just don't like that he's just so much better than this. And that's why I just didn't really feel the fit with him here and just thought he could have made a bigger impact in WWE. And it still could happen here, no doubt. But he's, I want to see him just cut a traditional promo because that's something you don't really see in New Japan. Like he's been the master of like shit talking and almost cutting promos throughout matches and like getting in his opponent's heads. And he's second to none at that. Kevin Owens, Jericho have kind of both been great at that, but Jay White took it to another level. See Okada Dominion match last year. But yeah, we haven't seen, fought Commander, but like we haven't seen him in a real match. But yeah, totally agree. This match should be saved for Double or Nothing. Whether it happens there or not, why does it need to happen again beforehand? I don't know. It's not that I expected more out of Jay White because I know it's not in his hands, but if he gets the opportunity, he's going to carry the ball. But, he's a unique wrestler. I don't know. It's I just wish he was getting treated better, and maybe he will. But, yeah, I was very upset to see this is happening on Dynamite.
Yeah, man, it makes no sense. First of all, what's up, Just? Thanks for tuning in. Get yo. And Justin says Ricky, fucking Jay White versus Ricky Starks. Though it is very predictable, it's still Nipple Mania running wild. And yes, I agree. But it would have been Nipple Mania if they saved it for Double or Nothing. And at the end of the day, I've been talking about this for weeks now. So Jay White has to win. Jay White has to win this match.
Absolutely.
And then what happens to Ricky? Ricky's supposed to be on a heater. Ricky coming into this year was on a heater. He's wrestling Max for the world title. People are like, it'll be Ricky in a year from now dethroning Max. Really? Look at how cooled off he is. Now he has been feuding with Juice Robinson for the better part of 8 weeks. He's been teaming with, you want to talk about a cool down, Sean fucking Spears. And now his big match that they've been waiting for, his big program that they've been waiting for, is starting on Dynamite and not at the pay-per-view. It's fucking awful. And I don't know. They need a, I'm fucking flabbergasted right now. Like, I can't even, like, when I saw this tonight, while I understand wanting to ramp up your Dynamite card, dude, you just fucking brought Jay White in. People like Brett, people like myself, were sitting there like, we kind of want him to go to WWE and see what Triple H has got. We saw what AJ Styles had. You got Finn Balor over there doing good things. Let's see what Jay White can go over there and do. Instead, he goes to AEW. First feud, Ricky Starks. Cool, I guess. But it's been so fucking lackluster, dude. And now the first match is on Dynamite. And I think how it's going to go, it'll be another DQ finish. We don't get very many of those. The first Ricky Juice match finished in a DQ finish, if I'm not mistaken, on Rampage, which is very, very rare. And I was like, they wasted a Juice match on this? It's frustrating. It is. It's just like with Wardlow and Hobbs. Like, why did all of this with Wardlow and Hobbs happen on Dynamite? Why didn't all of that happen at Double or Nothing? The last Wardlow and Hobbs match should have been Double or Nothing. Now we don't see Hobbs. Hobbs is gone. He's relegated to a trios program with
QTV.
Come on.
Which I thought was like kind of funny when he was the champ as like a side thing. But yeah, now he's just a joke. And just like that TNT championship has been just a joke for well over a year. Bring Miro back. Give him the belt.
You know what? And fuck it. Let's talk about that TNT championship right now, because you get how we feel about this. While this program is cool, Jay White and Ricky Starks. Yes, Justin, I agree.
Let me say one thing. Like, again, the fact that he's been here for over a month and hasn't cut a fucking promo. That is his skill.
Easy.
That's what he's going to draw people in. To casual fans, they don't know who Jay White is. If you don't watch New Japan and all you see is Jay White here and when he was involved around Forbidden Door last year, you're like, what's the big deal with this guy? Why is he so special? And I could agree with that. Everything that's been presented on AEW television, Jay White to me is an upper mid-card guy.
Yeah.
But like the strength of him, like I said, is his mouth, is his mind games, he's barely
been presented as an upper mid card guy. He's kind of
right. Yeah.
He's just presented as another guy who's there.
Yeah.
He is not any different than any other guy. All right, so he's wrestling Commander, and he's wrestling like he's not wrestling Vikingo, but like they're at the same time they're trying to push Vikingo, and they got Orange with they're nonstop pushing Orange Cassidy. Like I don't
have Jay White come in and smoke Orange Cassidy. You know,
give him the international title.
Fucking smoke is that? And
something.
I'm a huge a massive Orange Cassidy fan, but put the guy over. Like, yeah, this isn't.
I generally
not working.
I generally always have words to say. This has me like just fucking completely befuddled. It's gonna hurt Ricky when he loses to Jay. And what does it
not really gonna help Jay? Yeah, like let the man cut a promo. God damn it!
I wish you went to WWE.
Me too. Or stayed in New Japan.
Yeah, this black and gold bullshit's doing nothing for me. The Bullet Club in Japan right now is trash. So, like, if they're trying to like set up a New Japan Bullet Club,
I don't agree with that, but we don't need to get into that right now.
That's fine. That's fine. If you're,
yeah.
Well, we could definitely talk. You're more than welcome to come on the New Japan show anytime. We'll talk about that. But if you're trying to set up that trash black and white Bullet Club against this black and gold Bullet Club at Forbidden Door, you're wasting your fucking time, dude.
Oh, it's happening, baby.
I know. So what? So it's David Finlay,
I'm just saying,
Ishimori, and Clark Connors against fucking what the fuck is that? That stable is so trash, dude. It's such a trash stable against Jay White, Juice, and ELP. Like I love the black and gold side, but
David Finlay is crushing it, in my opinion.
Okay,
I don't
but
know
who else
how
is
much
in that stable? No, right. He is. But who else is in that stable?
Give it time. He's only recruited one guy who is a ascending rookie, essentially.
I love Clark Connors too. I loved the acquisition of Clark Connors to the Bullet Club. But Forbidden Door is a month away. Who is in this black and white that's going to wrestle this black and gold? And in my opinion, this is a fucking waste of Jay White at Forbidden Door. I digress. Yeah. The whole thing is a waste of Jay White. Yes. He should be in the other company right now. Big time fucking digression.
Or still in New Japan, like I said.
Yeah, right. Which would totally be fine for sure. Absolutely. And then briefly, I just wanted to hit on Christian. He comes out tonight and just cuts this heinous promo about dads again and Wardlow's dad and talks about Arn Anderson. When he walked out with Luchasaurus 2-3 weeks ago, I was very excited. I said, you know what? War Daddy, Luchasaurus, Double or Nothing.
Because we know Luchasaurus can fucking go.
Yes, dude.
And I mean, admittedly, I think him being a babyface was a big strength because he was so over and the crowds loved him. But I think he's good enough to be that as a heel. Outside of the feud with Jungle Boy and the cage match was really good, but where the fuck has he been since then? I have faith in the guy, so couldn't agree more. And now it's Christian versus Wardlow, which, whatever, Christian's fine, but the TNT title is awful.
Let's see, Justin says, agree 1,000%. Brett Jay White was one of the best wrestlers today, but AEW isn't showcasing that, so people that don't know who he is can't fully understand that. For sure. Absolutely.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah. But man.
I know you know.
And I like Christian as far as who he is at this point in his career. When he was wrestling Kenny Omega for the world title 2 years ago, I respected it. He came in, he worked.
Beat him for the Impact title on the first episode of Rampage. It was fucking awesome.
The Unpretty on the chair, dude.
Yeah.
Super tight. But at the end of the day, now we're 2 years later. He is supposed to be the mentor for these guys. It should be Wardlow versus Luchasaurus. Christian versus Wardlow at Double or Nothing for this belt.
Is it Double or Nothing? Or I think it might be a Dynamite. Or did he challenge him for Double or Nothing?
He said he'll see him next week, whatever that means.
Okay. And they didn't announce the match graphic. I don't know.
Which I would have been happier if they would have said instead of the Jay White versus Ricky Starks. If they would have been like Wardlow versus Christian, which then would have set up Wardlow versus Luchasaurus at Double or Nothing. And I still had some sort of hope when Luchasaurus came out there the first time. It would have been War Daddy, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Luchasaurus. Another triple threat at Double or Nothing. Beef, big boys, let's go.
I
met him in Milwaukee when I went to the Dynamite at a bar. Isaiah Cassidy.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were doing that for Isaiah Cassidy, but
no, I wasn't. I was just moaning out of ecstasy. But if I was doing an Isaiah Cassidy, I'd do Remember when I used to do that? What Bo and I used to call the girl scream during. He would just do that high pitched like yell, which we haven't heard in a while. But it used to always pop Bo and I in the early days of BBB.
Oh yeah, no, he's great. He does it. I don't know if you saw when he like moaned into. I think it was Kenny Omega's ear. He like walked up to him in the gym and like moaned into his ear. It was fantastic.
I think I do remember that now.
Yeah. See, Christian's on the list of people who don't need to be on the show anymore. He's just taking spots away from others. So he's on the Chris Jericho to Justin.
If he's just a manager, and he can still work a little bit. But yeah.
Right. For sure. Let's get, we got a couple more things we can talk about. We got about 10, 15 minutes before we get out of here. Let's pull this up, man. I'm curious to get your take because I haven't.
Oh, yeah.
It. Four Pillars title program. I hit the 4 vignettes earlier. It's been about 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
I love this. Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah, go ahead. I think this is great. I'm not going to say it's long overdue. I think this is the right time for this. I love it. You know, this 4 Pillars thing has, you know, they made it a thing, but it's not really talked about a ton, but it kind of lingers in the background. And now they're really making it a thing. And I think all these guys, I mean, we know MJF, and he's right. He is obviously on another level than all of them, but they all deserve it. And, this is the first pay-per-view main event for all three of them, which is an accomplishment. And I'm excited about it, and I'm happy for all of them. And I've gotten over my hate for Sammy because, he's back to just being Sammy and none of the fucking bullshit with Ty. And, he's still an amazing worker. And I fucking love Darby and JungleBoy too. And MJF, obviously one of the best in the world. And I really enjoyed tonight's, like, they each kind of had their own vignette. Darby's was probably my favorite one. I just, you got to see his dad and, like, just a glimpse. We know he's a maniac and does skateboarding and all this, but like you said, like what he said of, it's to give back to this company that's given so much to me and kept me sane and all. Like, I thought that really hit home. But yeah, I enjoyed the tag match last week. I really, really enjoyed the Sammy and MJF kind of fake bromance they had going on, the matching vests. It was amazing. MJF's going to win the match, but I think it's going to be a fucking awesome match. And yeah, I can't wait. I love all of this.
Hell yeah, dude. About, I don't know, it was like 7-8 weeks ago, I think, when they did their first promo, and I said, these guys can't main event a pay-per-view. It has to be a fatal four-way. But I said, we at the BCC versus the Elite cooking, so that can main event it, and these guys could just be in the middle of the show. Fuck you, dude. These guys are the main event,
no
dude.
Doubt.
The story that, and I got to give, we hate on Tony Khan sometimes. I got to give Tony Khan his props big time here. The booking of this story for all four of them, and then the execution by all four of them has been flawless. I've seen everybody freaking out. Oh my God, they're going to do just a singles match. They're doing this tournament. It's going to be a singles match. Oh, are they going to do it? Oh, it's going to be on TV. Yo, no, I'm sitting here like, stop.
It had to be a four-way from the beginning. And when that first promo happened, I'm like, sign me the fuck up. Because again, I had faith in all these guys to make it work. And those early promos where they were all four in the ring were so much fun, where they each kind of got their moment. And yeah, you said it, like, each of these guys are just showcasing why they deserve to be here and why each one, could, like, would you be shocked if any of them walked out with the belt? Like, shocked.
Sammy.
Like Sonata beating Okada, shocked.
I'd be shocked if Sammy won the belt, yes.
Really?
Yes, I would. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. But Jack or Darby, no. I mean, do I think they're ready? No. But shocked, no.
I don't think I'd be shocked for any of them. I'd be surprised, obviously.
Even Sammy?
I wouldn't be shocked, especially just with the way they've, from day one, he's kind of said, I want to be the best in the world, and that's my destiny. And I'll give him credit. Like, that's one thing that he's continually hit on, when he's had the opportunity. And I liked, how he had that open title case when they showed him in the room with all his belts. Like, that was really cool. So, like, yeah, I'm back. I'm back on Team Sammy. Not fully, but like, yeah, I like him again. So yeah, I mean, again, I think MJF's gonna win, but I can't be sure of anything anymore after Roman beat Cody, after Sonata beat Okada, and after Tam Nakano beat Julia, which that one still hurts me.
Hell yeah. Justin says the fatal four-way Double or Nothing is gonna bang, slap, and fuck on so many levels. And yes, it is. And yeah, this by far and away deserves to be the main event. All four of them have put the work in. I cannot wait, but I'd bet my balls, both of them, that MJF would win this match. Because there's bigger programs down the line. You got Adam Cole. You got super over babyface Kenny Omega. That MJF Omega match down the road, that's your match right there, man.
Let's not forget about Hangman, though, too. Like the feud that's been like the two top homegrown. Yes, I know Hangman was in New Japan, but like he became a star here.
He's the homegrown.
He was not a star in New Japan. And like, from the get-go, these were like the two guys that everyone was saying, this is the future of the company. These are the two guys that are going to build this around. And they haven't had a singles match since 2019, I believe, for the first Dynamite Diamond ring. So yeah, that's a very
you made me forget, because if you went everything we said in any prediction show we ever did, going back, I said in their shorts on this channel, I said MJF beats Brian and Hangman beats Mox, and then 110% of Double or Nothing, 100,000,000%.
Yeah, I thought it would.
Yep. I bet my left ball on it. It's going to be Hangman and MJF at Double or Nothing.
We were saying too. Yeah.
So maybe that gets pushed off to All Out or something, or even Full Gear. But you're right. That's a huge, huge program. The biggest baby versus the biggest heel, homegrown for sure. Adam Cole's there. KennyOmega is there. Your boy's back very soon, and that program can rehash itself. Wardlow smashed his ass. All right.
I know.
There's so many opponents for him that I don't think that one of these guys are going to take the belt.
He can still sputter into singles matches with the other pillars.
Yes.
Maybe it's a Dynamite, defense.
Yep.
So
and they killed it. This whole program's been great, and I can't wait for it at Double or Nothing. Really, really, really fast, and I mean really fast. The Originals versus the Outcasts. I thought that the 3-on-3 was going to be a Double or Nothing, because the way they brought Sheeta back last week made it seem like it was going to be Britt, Jamie, and Sheeta against the Outcasts, Saraya, Tony, and Ruby at DON. But instead, they announced it for next week. So we have 2 Double or Nothing matches that I thought going on next week. What do you think? Do you think this six women's match is going on next week? Do you think we get a 5-on-5 maybe at Double or Nothing? What's happening here, man?
I think it's all cooled a pretty decent amount, frankly.
Yeah.
Jamie Hayter might defend the women's championship too. Like, that hasn't really, she did against, what was it? Riho was maybe the last one, but she hasn't really been defending that at any sort of rapid rate. I'm still got some excitement about all of this, but I think they've had some missteps recently. But they announced the match for next week, so I guess it's happening. Maybe we've kind of been talking for a long time about a women's blood and guts match, and that could still very well be something in the future. But I still like it. But with you, I don't know. Does Jamie defend the belt at Double or Nothing? Do they do the 5-on-5? Whatever happens next week is not going to be definitive and not going to be the end. That's for sure. So,
right. Agree. It's going to be the same shit with that match. Same shit with Jay White versus Ricky Starks. Not sure why we are getting those matches next week. I get it. You're trying to pop ratings. You're sitting at the 750s, the 780s in the ratings. You want to do better, book better TV matches. So, I don't know. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't, I guess. Brett, this is fucking awesome, bro. I love banging you, dude. Love banging you.
Yeah.
Yo, let the people know where they can find you, my brother.
Yes. At Brainbuster Boys on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I guess it's probably not out yet, but we'll just be putting out 106. We reviewed Backlash, talked a little Kentucky Derby. But before that, at 105, Vince and the Machine Part 1, a calculator can write better stories than Nick Khan. We are back into our storyline stuff, and that was a lot of fun. So that will be continuing at some point here in the near future. So, Vince is up to something there. Who knows what? But,
hell yeah, dude. Awesome. You and Bo do such great stuff. You guys were live earlier today. Go check out Brainbuster Boys right here on YouTube. Go check them out over on Visionary Global Media for the audio for sure. They do bomb-ass content over there. I love you, brother. Appreciate you so very much. And as always, please, if you're watching this, hit that damn like button. Hit that subscribe button to the Bloodline Entertainment Network. We got shows all week long. Sports, we got wrestling, we got entertainment shows. The director's cut last night doing Guardians of the Galaxy. We got such great stuff. And right after us, right now, we got the MMA show where they're going to be recapping UFC 288. So keep it right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. And be sure to check out the website. your home for sports, wrestling, entertainment, all of our audio, all of our videos. And this man right here, my dude, my brother, all of his writing, his rankings, everything he does, match ratings weekly. Check it out. So for everyone who listened, everyone who watched, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you greatly. Until next time.